Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors. But first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Wild stat shows Jonathan Kuminga's negative impact on the Warriors. Trade rumors already heating up. Golden State Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga has been in the limelight for the greater part of the postseason. After some questionable decisions saw him sidelined in the last few games of the regular season, Kuminga set foot on the court for his team in the playoffs. Unfortunately, a recent statistic by StatsMuse has shown that this hasn't necessarily benefited the Warriors. In the absence of Stephen Curry, their Warriors had to go deep into their rotation to find players who could produce on the offensive side of the ball. Considering the matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves was going to be a challenging one, their Warriors needed to make use of every asset they could find. However, this didn't pan out the way the team would have intended, as a wild stat showed that the Warriors are 0-7 when Kuminga plays more than 20 minutes a game in the playoffs. The 22-year-old has played in a total of 8 playoff games this season. From these games, he has only had 3 games where he played fewer than 20 minutes. Those 3 were the games the Warriors ended up winning. Kuminga's performances in the playoffs haven't been bad. Although he wasn't very effective against the Rockets, he did a solid job against the Wolves. With an average of 13.7 points and 2.4 rebounds on 48.6% FG, the Warriors forward fulfilled his role for the team. In Game 5 against the Wolves, Kuminga played for a total of 32 minutes. In this time, the forward recorded 26 points on 47.8% FG. However, his team still saw their season come to an end as they came up with their 121-110 loss on Wednesday night. The earlier figures from this statistic may be skewed. However, in the series against Minnesota, the 22-year-old was asked to play significant minutes to support the team. Considering the outcome, it is truly difficult to overlook what kind of impact his presence has had on the team. Trade rumors involving Jonathan Kuminga begin to heat up. Jonathan Kuminga has been the central figure in a lot of off-season chatter involving the Warriors. The young forward is due to be paid. However, his position in the team may not be viewed favorably. The inconsistency with which Kuminga has been played and how he has been perceived by the Warriors coaching staff certainly raises eyebrows. By virtue of this, it is widely expected that the Warriors forward will find himself moving to another team in the summer. Several such trade packages and proposals have been presented. An athletic wing with a microwave scoring ability is always a valuable asset. With teams such as the Hornets, the Nets, the Magic, and many others emerging as potential destinations, Kuminga is bound to find a home in the league soon. The circumstances are certainly unfortunate. After struggling to fit alongside Jimmy Butler early on, the Warriors found both their forwards meshing on the floor against the Wolves. However, the team may not have as much time to cultivate and build upon this unit as they face roster construction issues in the off-season. Draymond Green had pointed message about aging Warriors after playoff loss. Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors had their season come to an end Wednesday night with a Game 5 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. It didn't take long for someone after the game to ask Green about the aging Warriors and what their championship window might look like going forward. Steph Curry, who missed the last 4 games of the series with a hamstring injury, is 37 years old. Green is 35 years old. And Jimmy Butler, who was traded to the Warriors in the middle of the season, is also 35 years old. Green isn't concerned at all about those numbers, saying they pointed that out last year. And the year before, too. One thing I can assure him is every year we will get older. I don't worry about that one bit. I feel like I'm still improving. I feel like Steph is still improving. I feel like Jimmy's still improving. Butler's addition made the Warriors a more dangerous team and they were able to upset the Houston Rockets in the first round. But even if Green isn't concerned, Father Time does remain undefeated for a reason. And it's clear that there might not be many more runs left for these three stars going forward. It will be interesting to see what the Warriors do in the off-season to give them at least another chance next year. As for now, Curry, Green, and Butler will watch the rest of the playoffs from home. What's next for Warriors? Stephen Curry's injury costs them clarity ahead of Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. Stephen Curry doesn't have that many chances left to win a fifth championship. The Golden State Warriors know that it informed every decision they made during the 2024-25 season. When ESPN Shams Charania reported at the trade deadline that the Warriors were legitimately calling about every all-star player, they did so because they understood how precious the end of 37-year-old Curry's prime really is. It might be decades before Golden State gets another player like this. The organization is all in on capitalizing now. That's why they traded for Jimmy Butler. The on-court benefits were apparent quickly. Their Warriors were 25-26 before Butler arrived and closed the season 23-8 with him in the fold. The off-court benefit though was that he was cheap. The only first-round pick he cost came in 2025, leaving their future picks unencumbered by the Stepien rule. Andrew Wiggins was the only core player in the deal. The hope was that Butler alone was enough to lift the Warriors into true championship contention. The unspoken reality was that if they found out quickly enough that he wasn't, they still had the ammunition to take another swing somewhere. That's what makes Curry's second-round hamstring strain in their 5-game series loss to the Wolves so devastating for the Warriors. It's not just a lost chance at that elusive fifth title. It's a lost chance to figure out how far away it really is. This playoff run should have been a measuring stick. It almost was. If the Warriors had lost Game 7 to the Houston Rockets, that would have been that. They would have known then and there that more help was needed. But what do you do with a second-round loss like this in which Curry plays 13 minutes and disappears? Golden State dominated that quarter or so with Curry, but that's hardly a reliable sample. What does it say about Butler that he couldn't keep you afloat long enough for Curry to return? Can anything from Butler's postseason be trusted after the injury he suffered against Houston? What about a supporting cast that really only makes sense in the Curry-Butler context? Is it too early to draw conclusions about Brandon Podziemski's ability to generate offense in the postseason? Do the signs of life from Jonathan Kuminga warrant a new contract or perhaps make him a more desirable sign-and-trade chip for someone else? Or did he merely take advantage of a rare opportunity to cook without the chef in the kitchen? All we can say with any degree of certainty for now is that the 2024-25 Warriors in a playoff setting are relatively close to the 2024-25 Rockets, perhaps with a slight advantage. That means next to nothing for 2026 and beyond. Though this is likely the worst that this version of the Rockets is ever going to be. The same can probably be said of the Thunder. These are two of the youngest teams in the NBA. Even if you could compete with them this season, you'd have to get better to keep up next year. Their Warriors, in their current construction, are probably getting worse. Kuminga didn't pan out. And based on his expected salary demands alone, he is probably gone. Podziemski is a valuable player, but the all-star potential the Warriors saw in him hasn't yet materialized. Curry is 37. Butler turns 36 before next season. Draymond Green is 35. What's lost to age probably won't be replaced by youth. It's going to have to come externally. And you fan, what do you think about Giannis Antetokounmpo situation? Write to us in the comments.